Welcome to another edition of Coffee with the Goose. You know, we talk about things that are interesting, fascinating, and irritating, and it's going to be sad today. I'm sorry I had to bring you the bad news. I'm the Goose, by the way. Glad to have you join me again. I'll start with a little humor, though. Usually I start with a sip of coffee. I don't have coffee today. It's late afternoon. Besides a couple of videos ago, somebody thinks they're assuming my coffee cup was empty. I might have got the last sip, so maybe it was empty, maybe it wasn't. I'll let you think about that. Anyhow, this is a very sad video, okay? We're mourning the loss of Pacman. That's right. Pacman passed away this last week. It was sad. Great Filipino. He'd been around a while, you know. We all were marveling at how the Pac-Man at that age could keep going, but you know, we all have an expiration date. Then the same thing with Pac-Man. Pac-Man the dog. So I didn't want to confuse you there, okay? No, Manny Pacquiao is still around. His dog's name was Pac-Man. See, I wasn't stretching the truth. Pac-Man was 14 years old, pretty old by dog age, and I think 7 years. I think it would be like 90 some years old in human age. So Pac-Man lived a long, happy life, traveled around the world, and he ran underneath the car owned by a friend of Manny. So I'm not sure if it was an accident or little Pac-Man just said, you know what, it's time to go. So anyhow, it's sad. My condolences to the Pacquiao family on the loss of a loved one. Anyhow, we'll talk about dogs this Coffee with the Goose show, okay?
George.
Now, I am a dog lover. I've had dogs my whole life. I can't imagine. Matter of fact, I saw a bumper sticker not long ago that said, "A house is not a home without a dog." It's true. Dogs they're man's best friend, and they liven up the house. And I've actually heard from a sheriff's deputy years ago that the single most effective anti-burglary device you can have in your home is not a firearm. It's a dog. And it doesn't have to be a pit bull or a Rottweiler or whatever. Just any dog scares the life out of the bad guys, and they don't want to mess with your home. So I'll tell you a few dog stories, okay? First dog that I remember when I was a little kid, her name was Tish. She was a mutt, big dog, beautiful dog, very friendly. Where did we come up with the name Tish? I love this. Morticia from the Addams Family. I kid you not. And my mom, God rest her soul, who had a great sense of humor, would say, "Here, shit, here, come here, shit." So, yeah, But she was a great dog. And tough, like all mutts are. Friendly and tough, and, they are man's best friend. The next dog I remember, or I'll tell you a couple of quick stories as a teenager. I wasn't there at the time because, Lord knows, I didn't smoke any pot back in the 70s. No. I read about it, but I never did it. No, my brother told me these stories. One dog in particular at a drug dealer's house, pot, nothing serious, okay? You could not stare at this dog. He'd get mad, and eventually he'd come after you. I kid you not. Don't stare. There are some dogs like that. He didn't like that at all.
Raise your hand if it's your birthday.
Another one that cracked me up was a good friend of my brother, and this guy didn't have any common sense at all. He's sitting down at the friend's house, and there's the dog laying down, sleeping on the floor. And this friend kind of grinned at my brother and said, "Watch this." And he just nudged it with his foot. Guess what? In a flash, in his face. Guy almost peed his pants. Telling you what, you don't mess with somebody else's dog like that. So, at least I knew that. The next dog after Tish, was a very wonderful time in my life. I got her, and I knew the dog. She belonged to a friend. The same day I bought a house and quit smoking and quit doing drugs. I got Chelsea was her name. Now, Chelsea was a farm dog and little, part corgi. You know what corgis are? Short, very short legs. Corgis are nothing to fear, but again, A, she was a farm dog. B, she was a mutt, so it wasn't all corgi. And C, I'm pretty sure she was the alpha dog in the litter, so she had an attitude. Wonderful, loving dog, but she wasn't afraid of anything. And she had that little man's or little woman's disease. She had to prove how tough she was. She would. I remember when we moved in, a nephew of mine helped, and he owned a German Shepherd, full-grown, big, 100 and some odd pound German Shepherd. Chelsea tormented that dog for hours, not just for a minute to let him know she was, the pick of the litter. She constantly reminded this dog, "You're nothing," and she was a little hellhound. It was hilarious. Another little Chelsea story for you. The first day I moved into this house, actually was a trailer home, okay? I went to talk to the manager of the trailer park and said, I got a dog, and don't worry, she'll be on a leash. She's well behaved and everything. And the manager of the trailer park said, well, that's fine, but I want to warn you. We have wild cats in the trailer park. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, I want to warn you. She's a farm dog, and killing cats, that's what she does just for fun, right? And her response was priceless. She said, I want to warn you. These ain't farm cats. These are big, badass cats. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. First night I was out walking her. There's one of those cats, and it was bigger than Chelsea was. And again, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, Chelsea could rip this cat to pieces, right? Just to be safe, I held on tight to that leash. And this cat looked at Chelsea like, what you looking at? Got a problem? You want a piece of this? And I'm like, I don't think we want to, we don't need this scene. No, thank you. No, that would have been an ugly scene. I don't know who would have wanted, but that would have been ugly. So anyhow, Chelsea was a wonderful dog, and shortly after Raquel and I got married, Chelsea was like 13, 14 years old. She, had serious health problems. We had to put her down. So, that was sad. But, I learned as much as we love dogs, and I actually said this to a veterinarian recently when she gave me some options with my present dog for treatment. I said to her, what's the cost here? I said, I love this dog, but he's just a dog. And the vet said, yeah, I understand. They're just dogs. You lose a dog, and this goes for me, you, Pacquiao, anybody. Don't mourn and wear black for months at a time. Go out and get another dog the next day, okay? There are plenty of wonderful dogs to have. Anyhow, the next dog we had when we moved back into this area, his name was Noodles. We adopted the dog, got it, from somebody else. And cute dog. Well, I joked. I said, Noodles, he's probably a vegetarian. Ha, ha, ha. Well, guess what? The next day, we looked out in the backyard. Noodles, the dog, ate several of Raquel's plants. So, no, we can't take Noodles, you got to go. I'm sorry. Can't keep this. So, Noodles hit the road. Then, there's 2 more dogs. Now, stick with me. You're going to love this. Our next dog, another, I hate to use the word rescue dog. That sounds like, look what I do. I rescue dogs. No, we got her from somebody else. Another farm dog, okay? And her name is Hazel. She's still around. Hazel, a little education for you as far as dogs go. Hazel is a Australian Shepherd, okay? Any dog with the name Shepherd after it means that they're working dogs. They're farm dogs, right? Hazel, well, we have right away, Hazel was 11 months old, almost grown up. Right away, Hazel let us know, as lovely and as friendly as she was and is, that I don't belong in a house. I don't belong in a yard. Okay, I'm a farm dog. She would chew up our wall, corners of the wall. I kid you not. She would chew up furniture, right? She's bored. farm dogs got to be out there having fun, doing their job or killing cats or whatever. Speaking of killing, Hazel was she was a cold-blooded murderer. Rabbits did not stand a chance. Okay, we have a deck in our backyard. I'm sorry, not a deck, but we have a deck. We have a storage shed in our backyard. Rabbits don't live underneath, but they kind of hang out there and, just to be a nuisance. Well, Hazel, like I said, she's just not going to let that go. She would lay there and stare. She couldn't get under the storage shed. She'd stare at those rabbits for hours. And the rabbit's like, I got to get going here. That's it. Say your prayer, rabbit. You ain't getting away. And Hazel, instantly, she'd get them. They didn't stand a chance. And not only, I think I mentioned to you, no house, no yard, no fence could keep her. She was smarter than me. She'd find a way out of that fence. She was just a very intelligent dog. And eventually, I'll admit, I give up. I can't, she's beating me in this battle of wits. We'd come home. She'd be running loose somewhere. We'd come home. We'd see rabbit carcasses all over the neighborhood. She was brutal. So, well, eventually, Hazel had to go. The neighbors didn't like that. Then we got our present dog, and that's Cooper. Now, if you look back at our videos, I think it was a year ago. A year and a half before one of Pacquiao's fights. I think it was Broner. It was in the winter. Anyhow, look back at our videos, and you'll see me previewing the fight with Cooper running around throwing a tennis ball in the snow. Cooper is the star of the show today.
Say what?
Ready. He's fast. He's faster than Pacquiao, believe it or not. Lovely dog. It's a he. He's a terrier, a lot like Toto from The Wizard of Oz. And you, for that matter, everybody loves Cooper. He's a little dog, and I joke with my wife that, well, we got him from a Filipino family, right? He's Filipino. Why do I say that? He's not very big, but he's not afraid of anything. He's very sociable, very loving, very loyal, and he can't stand to be alone. See, he fits the bill. But Cooper, extremely sociable, and just to show you how fearless he is, I would, and we'll wrap it up with this, you guys. I would tell my kids, when a dog rolls over on its back and you're rubbing its belly, what's it telling you? I love you rubbing my belly? No, what it's telling you is, I'm nothing. You're the master. You could kill me. I know that. I'm submitting to you. We'd take Cooper to the dog park, and the other dogs would just piss him off. They got on his nerves, and he'd be snapping at dogs. Doesn't matter what size. He got into it with the German Shepherd. Shepherd had him on his back. Was he submitting? No, he's on his back. And the underside of the Shepherd. And the German Shepherd said, you know what? I ain't got time for this. Cooper, you're the man. I'm walking away. So Cooper's a great dog. He's about 6 years old now. And kids and family love him. And even the rabbits are safe. As much as he wants to get the rabbits, he can't do it. So anyhow, that's our little story time with the Goose when it comes to dogs. If you're a dog lover, good for you. If you don't have a dog, hey man, they make the house a home, like I said earlier. And again, condolences for the Pacquiao family for their loss of little Pacman. Go get another one. There are plenty of great dogs to come. That's it for this edition of Coffee with the Goose. Thank you so much for watching me. Happy summer, beautiful evening. I wish you and your family all the best, good health and safety, and God bless you. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.